How often are you forgetting things? How do you know what you've forgotten if you can't remember what you forgot? And what is memory really? Memory is the brain's ability to encode, store, and retrieve information over time. It allows us to learn from the past, navigate the present, and imagine the future. Encoding is the process of transforming sensory input into a format the brain can understand. Where working memory plays a crucial role here by actively holding and manipulating information for immediate tasks. Short-term memory acts as a temporary storage system, holding information briefly before it either fades or moves into long-term memory, which is responsible for the durable storage of knowledge and experiences over extended periods. Retrieval is the process of accessing stored information for long-term memory when needed. There are many ways that we can retrieve information, but smell is the most powerful memory trigger. The olfactory bulb responsible for smell is closely linked to the amygdala and hippocampus, areas tied to memory and emotion. That's why a specific smell can instantly bring you back to your childhood with vivid clarity. Now, there are some people who can remember events in their life in precise detail. It's called highly superior autobiographical memory. It's a rare condition where individuals can remember an extraordinary number of personal events in vivid detail, often linked to specific dates. The first well-known case was Jill Price. She could instantly recall what happened on any given date, what she did, what was in the news, or even what day of the week it was, often triggered by seemingly random cues. Price described her memory as both a gift and a curse. While she could relive joyful moments in vivid detail, she also reported being haunted by negative memories that resurfaced involuntarily and with emotional intensity. Her case raised important questions about how memory is stored, accessed, and emotionally processed. Brain scans of people with highly superior autobiographical memory showed differences in areas like the caudate nucleus, the temporal lobe, the amygdala, and the corpus callosum. While some people are born with extraordinary memory recall, others train themselves to be a memory athlete. Memory athletes are trained in the art of memory, and they use highly refined mental techniques to perform extraordinary feats of recall, like memorizing hundreds of digits, decks of cards, or long sequences of words in minutes. Memory competitions, like the World Memory Championships, showcase these skills, demonstrating that with practice and technique, human memory can be pushed far beyond everyday limits. But even if we think we're remembering something correctly, we can still be wrong. The word remember means to put back together. But why? Your brain edits memories every time you recall them. Every time you recall a memory, your brain reconstructs it, not replays it. This means that remembering is an act of reconstruction. The brain reassembles bits of stored information guided by current context and beliefs. And that's why memories can be distorted or false, especially with suggestion or emotional bias. False memories are recollections of events that did not happen, or they occurred differently to how we remember them. They can feel just as vivid and as real as true memories, making them difficult to distinguish. The Mandela effect is a fascinating and often unsettling psychological phenomenon, where a large group of people remember an event or detail differently from how it actually occurred. The Monopoly Man analogy is one of the most popular examples used to illustrate the Mandela effect. Many people vividly remember the Monopoly Man, rich Uncle Pennybags, wearing a monocle with a single eyeglass lens. But if you look at that actual character on the Monopoly board game, he never wore a monocle. This confuses people because the image of a wealthy old man with a top hat seems like it should include a monocle. The Mandela effect raises questions about the fallibility of memory. Why do we forget? Well, the brain deletes memories whilst we sleep. During deep sleep, your brain cleans out irrelevant connections to make space for new learning. This is called synaptic pruning. Sleep is not just for consolidating memory, but also for forgetting what's unnecessary. Forgetting is a feature, not a bug. Forgetting can help you learn. It prevents memory and overload and helps you generalize instead of clinging to irrelevant detail. The brain intentionally weakens unused neural connections to stay efficient. Of course, we can all develop memory problems at some point in time, Amnesia is a memory disorder characterized by partial or complete loss of memory, often caused by brain injury, illness, or psychological trauma. It can affect the ability to form new memories or to recall past experiences. One of the most famous cases of that is Clive Wearing, a British musician who developed profound amnesia after a viral brain infection severely damaged parts of his brain, especially the hippocampus. As a result, Clive is unable to form new long-term memories, with his memory span lasting only seconds, and he has lost much of his past. Yet, remarkably, his procedural memory remains intact. He can still play the piano and conduct music. His case powerfully illustrates how different types of memories are stored and processed in separate brain areas, and how deeply memory is connected to our experiences of time, continuity, and identity. Some conditions that affect memory are not a normal part of aging. Dementia is a progressive neurological degenerative condition that affects memory, attention, thinking, behavior, and the ability to perform everyday tasks. It's caused by damage to brain cells, often due to diseases like Alzheimer's disease. It leads to a decline in cognitive functioning over time. Memory is typically one of the first and most affected abilities, and people may struggle to recall events, repeat themselves, or forget familiar names and places. As dementia advances, it can impair short-term and long-term memory, as well as language, judgment, and even their sense of identity. But dementia doesn't just affect those who are afflicted with the disease, but also the family and friends of those who love them. You see who the person was gradually fade away until they're almost unrecognizable. The memories you have of that person you love become difficult to think about, and you find that every day with them becomes a more precious moment in time. Let's go back in time just for a moment. In ancient Egypt, hieroglyphics weren't just for communication, they were a means of preserving memory across time. Memory in ancient Egypt wasn't just about mental recall. That act of remembering was a sacred ritual because it was tied to immortality. Being remembered after death was crucial to achieving eternal life. Tomb inscriptions and papyri were memory capsules. They told the story of a person's life, so others and the gods could remember them and judge them rightly. As you think about your memories and how it shaped your identity, let's try a little experiment. It's called the eulogy exercise. Imagine for a moment what you would want someone to say about you at your funeral. What memories, values, and qualities you hope would be remembered. Connect with the parts of yourself that truly matter, the love we gave, the courage we showed, the kindness we shared. While we might not be immortal, we can live eternally in the memories of our loved ones. If memory forms the core of who we are, how we relate to others, and how others remember us, the real question is, how do you want to be remembered? And as always, thanks for watching. Until next time.